Damn, dude, I got railed, honestly. I bought 13 and 17. Also 12. 13, 12, 13. And I seen it first at 10. $13, $12. Crypto's at 36 and it was at 71. Interesting. See what AI is. Damn, finally they made this tool good. It was 96. Damn. I understand if it's helpful. It's a trap that I fall into every once in a while. I think we all do, especially with AI here, you know? And that leads me to want to answer this question here. You guys see Open Router sold for $7 billion, by the way? Jesus, dude. God. Jane put us onto that, by the way. Like, why didn't we build that, Jane? What the hell? 7 billion? They sold to Stripe for 7 billion. Should have. Now, 4 hours a day, 6 months later, I actually learned how to code. He inspired me that much that I learned how to code. And then I went ahead and I built a bot. And unfortunately, that bot didn't do well because I didn't have a framework to follow. Now, these AI agents have that exact framework that they're following. And essentially, you know my story. I spent 10 G's on my first bot. I just deployed it. I thought just because I know how to code, I can be a billionaire. And that's just not true. You actually have to have ideas. I went straight live with the money, but that led me to a place that I'm 6 years in now, and I have a framework that works for me, and I can show you everything along the way. Essentially, the framework is this. It starts with an R. Research, come up with ideas, make a list of ideas. I gave these AI agents a huge list of ideas here. Okay, so this is the research. This is coming off of videos, books, papers, podcasts, ideas that I have. I'm not just saying, hey, AI, go think of ideas. Everybody's going to do that, right? And if everybody's going to do the same thing, it's the same thing as like why I can't just give you a trading bot to run. It's alpha decay. If everybody's going to do the same thing, you're all going to converge on the same bots, and we're just going to take money from each other until they go to zero. But this framework that I'm teaching you here right now, and I'll give you all of the code to these AI agents here at the end, starts with R. It's research. Come up with ideas. Then backtesting is the second step. It's RBI, research, backtest, and we'll get to the I soon. Backtesting kills all the ideas that don't work. A lot of people promote backtesting as like, oh, look at this backtest. It made 10,000% in the last year. You're going to be a billionaire if you turn this into a bot. I've been here long enough to know that is not true. Just because it worked in the past doesn't mean it's going to work in the future, but it's a good indicator. Hey, at least it works in the past. A lot of things don't work in the past, including that idea that I turned into a bot when I got started. Like, it didn't work in the past. I just didn't know about backtesting that well. I didn't know that you had to take a lot of shots and test a lot of things. So now you know, research backtest, RB. This goes ahead and filters out all the trash. So if it worked in the past, it might work in the future. So this is the P&L curve here. You can see, like, for a backtest, okay, it looks great in the past, but how's it gonna look today and in the future? It might work in the future. The backtest says it worked in the past, but the I part is incubate. Research, backtest, and then incubate. There's no scale in your first bot. There's no $10,000 in your first bot. $10 size. Some big run-ups here on BTC. BTC liquidation, BTC liquidation. One of the biggest questions that I get as an automated trader is, hey, can I run trading bots on my prop? Can you? Can you is the question. Well, I'll tell you. Give feedback? No way. She's fire though. Thank you. Licky, licky. Good thing. Time does it, and you can start compounding starting today. Now you won't have to sit in front of the charts all day and try to predict where the price is going to go. You have data, and your bot can know with a little more certainty, a lot more certainty than you. I'm not trying to say that the past represents the future by any means. It rhymes, but that's why I teach the procedure of how to backtest just as a filter to get the trash out of there. Get the trash up out of there before you deploy it live. So I've seen hundreds, if not thousands of people learn this exact framework now and go from hand trader that is staring at the charts relentlessly to fully automated. If you have questions, we have a place where we answer all your questions. If you ever need help, we're there for you. Like I said, there is that Quant Elite section that you get access to where I put new code each week. And I've been doing that for years. So there's 300 plus bots and backtests in there that you can learn from. break one bad habit. Research, backtest, incubate. That is the framework I follow as an algorithmic trader, simply because I thought at the start of this whole journey, I met somebody that was trading $1 billion per day. I was trading like an idiot using leverage, staring at the screens all day long, spending all my time trading just to lose money. Then I met somebody trading $1 billion a day, say he's trading it all algorithmically. I saw the flashing on his screen, the lights flashing, and I was like, what the hell is that? He's like, I'm an algo trader. I trade $1 billion a day. I was like, boom, that's what I'm going to start doing, because I'm trading. I had some cash and trading it and, getting liquidated, waking up to liquidation emails. You know how it goes. Long story short, I literally locked in for 6 months, 4 hours a day, learned to code by hand. This was far before AI. Actually, not far before, about 2 years. You make is a signal, not an order. Proper decides whether to copy it to Hyperliquid, A book, verifiable on chain, or just record it internally, B book. The A book, the traders they think will win, so they are not on the hook. The B book, they B book the ones they think will lose and keep the losses. They open source the classifier, which is generally more honest than the industry standard, but it does not change the incentive. Okay, let's see up here. I'm gonna go back and forth. Okay, so this here is 3 good questions. How can they build with no key? How much can you build with no key? Free, no key, no account, all market data, indicators, signals, back tests on real HL candlesticks, position sizing and risk math, everything up to the moment of buy 0.001. Needs the account as the auth, your account ID, placing orders. Okay, so the brain is free and the hands are not. That's maybe 80% of the code by volume, but the 20% you can't test is where every bug lives. Reduce only, flipping, use short, ULID, ID and potency, cancel returning 201, building that blind and plugging it in day one. How you find all 4 at once with money on. One thing to be aware of, the key alone isn't enough. The chain is account, Stripe checkout, challenge, account ID exists, okay? Also, correcting something from the earlier research, it claimed a free beta environment with fake money you could test against before paying. I went through their whole docs, repo, quick start, and SDK. There's no such thing documented. API.beta.proper.xyz is just the URL base. It's nothing like Hyperliquid. This is the part worth internalizing. It's the opposite model. So you Google sign in, proper holds everything, they issue everything. You never touch Hyperliquid at all. No wallet, no signing, no private key anywhere in the loop. Proper holds HL positions in its own account. You send instructions to proper server. The proper decides whether to mirror them on HL. You're a customer of a web API that happens to trade on Hyperliquid. You're not a Hyperliquid trader. Real trade-off, no key management risk, which is generally nice, but full counterparty risk and a switch they control. Exact inverse of your HL bots, where you hold the keys and nobody can turn you off. Yes, simulated, and that's exactly why there's no private key. You're in sync connected, the right 2 things. There's no private key because you're not custody anything or transacting on chain. You're trading entries on Proper's ledger. Okay.